Hello everyone, so apparently there's a lot of things that I need to correct this. I need to just get through that attitude away from me. Otherwise, if I'm not doing what I know I should be doing, I'll be like, you know, like, either way I'm gonna end up going without a computer for a month and, you know, it might as well just be redoubled in severity, And, like, it doesn't really, sometimes I just never, even though I just try to, but sometimes part of me just wants to have more. It's like I don't even understand myself. Like in the book of Romans, Paul says I don't understand myself. I keep doing the things I hate doing, and I keep, like, and like this and that, and you know, you know, it's just comes down to sinful nature, which I know myself. I have that. I have it too. But all that folly is just gonna, yeah. It's basically it. Like, like, you know, but it's another thing I have to do to stay on the path of repentance and turning to God. But, I mean, there's a lot of things, like, like I said in my testimony video, like me keep on hitting dead end after dead end after dead end, and, you know, and that's just the thing I even said, like, there's no, there's no such thing as luck or coincidence in when you're when it's like when it comes to being in Christian. Like it just, no, no, I just don't believe it for a second. There's no real such thing in a Christian world as luck and 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 coincidence. Like everything is lined up in God's favor, and with the end mark on my palm, like, and it said like on Revelation, like, but in that one chapter stuff, in like chapter 6 or whatever, like about how God's people are preserved. I mean, there was something about like 12 tribes that were 12,000 people each were from each tribe were sealed by God on their foreheads. But it didn't explicitly mention about the mark on the palm. But I know that my intense interest in scoreboards has really got me an intuition to be able to learn new ones. Like, if that makes sense. I mean, palmistry can sometimes, but palmistry can help, can sometimes reveal those things, but it doesn't really show, like, it leaves God out of it. I mean, God has a destiny for me, and when that time comes, I'll know what it means. It was said, Revelation chapter 2 verses 26 and 27, to all who are victorious and obey me to the very end, to them I will give the authority over all nations. They will rule the nations with an iron rod and smash them like clay pots. Yeah, and the end mark on my palm represents, in some ways, represents divine favor, which means I have a part to play in God's plan. But I'm very happy that I got baptized, and that is to show that I've chosen to follow the path of Jesus. Yeah, it was, yeah, like, but we're in one of the hardest, we're in one of the hardest times of human history, and it's just going to get harder and harder. So, predicting next year is going to be left with a lot more stuff, but changes are going to come. Things are going to change, and you know, as we sing in the church, the veil has been torn, and just we're. I mean, for those of you who are like church brothers and sisters, I will remember, obey God to the very end, and I meant, which I must do myself, and we will have that power. We will be given power to rule all the nations with an iron rod, because many people have really, this messy and sad world is to, like, it will all come to an end one day, and those who have stayed standing and were chosen to survive by God in God's His intentions. Like, I mean, he's always been the same. It's like Galatians 6:7 said. Do not be misled. You can't mock God's justice, and for you will always get what you give. You always harvest what you plant. That's why I gotta learn to be like the mustard seed, and it grows into an expansive tree. But it's like love. The mustard seed is like the seed of love, and all these enemy parasites are like a darnel seed. If we weed them out among the crops, it'll pull all the crops with them. We just have to wait till the harvest comes, and then we sort them out, and then we burn those weeds. That kind of goes with intentions too. Just try to. We gotta really clarify our intentions. Of, like, are they for the right reason or the wrong reason? And that's what I gotta really think about too. What are my intentions? Like, you gotta really think about what motivates us to want to do something. And I need to think about it too, but all the while keeping God in mind. I mean, I'm supposed to be a Christian, not reading all the other fine prints about everything. So, anyways, I've said enough. So, when I can, I'll get this thing posted on YouTube, uploaded, and then, because I'm doing like a Christmas party, private Christmas party in my care home, and because I'm just about 8 more days until I go to my mom's. So then I'll let her talk about politics and stuff like that. So, anyways, I'll keep in touch.